Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
They'll hand it down to Geis. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On play action, now Carr. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, this is Geis. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Carr maybe with a free play. And this is caught. It's Cooper. So, of course, they declined that there. They knew they had the free play. They got great yardage out of it.
It's kind of like when we were at dinner last night. You saw me reach for the check, so you ordered dessert on top of it, right? You say you had the free play.
Yeah.
Right? Already had what you needed. Go ahead and get a little more on top. I like it.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer. On the ground, Geis. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
Has that changed in a big way? The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Darius Geis, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week. We're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now they try the right side here. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Right back to him on first down. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from there.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 20. They start on the ground with Geis. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
So let me make sure I have this right. He's already found the end zone once, and now he's ripped off a big chunk of yardage here on this one. His confidence is awfully high. So now I've got to put myself in the shoes of the defensive coordinator. Do I go ahead and sell out to try and stop him and force him to do something different? Or do I risk him having a big monster day against my defense?
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. That boy, you got 4 down. 29. 694.
Carr to throw on second down. Dancing to his left. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now a play fake. Carr. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And, yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even know
for them?
why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Hauschka with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, that's Lindsey. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he spots Henderson open left side. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side of him, he's got a man. It's Lindsey. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
No. Check. Patriot.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, he's got Deshaun Hamilton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Broncos with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
Watching that, Marty! Marty! Check three! Gun!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll set up to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Deshaun Hamilton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. And that one makes it 14-7. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
6:37. That's right.
Shotgun now for Carr. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
We're good. 29.
Geis with the carry on 2nd down. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Finding room inside the 40. The 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Darius Geis with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Raiders add on to their lead. And always a good 1st half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And Denver getting set to take the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And his first throw here is incomplete. Adam Shaheen was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So after the penalty, they're back to where they started, 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Able to find Shaheen, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't know.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They'll get 4 back there on the run, but now they're looking up at a 3rd and 12 situation.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now back to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. In his own end zone, it's Carr going up top. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. On the handoff, it's Geis. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Here now, Johnny Townsend. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. This will be taken at the 10. They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They're cut down. When they're that backed up, you've got to be careful going after him.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 11 more on that one and another first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Later, 2. Hey.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. Geis. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Throwing his car on 3rd down. Cooper's got it. And he's got room. There he goes, Amari Cooper. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Geis, they'll try to run it. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Monday down.
They come out here in the eye.
29.
He'll get it up the middle, and he's going to be shoved back short of the goal line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. This drive started way back inside their own 5. Now they're looking for the capper. 3rd and goal. Carr keeps it on the sneak. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
And coming out now, the Broncos. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play.
Watch it now, Barney.
But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Green, 39.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
I got 87. I got 87. That's me, boys. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now a run with Geis. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Here we go.
Again, they run. Again, it's Geis. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now after the run by Geis, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Geis, and he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here's Geis. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Oh, and they had it stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Geis. Down right around the 25. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now they'll throw with Carr. And that is incomplete. Cooper was the intended target, and it's third down.
Granted, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. The Raiders on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
6:18. 6:37. Who's right?
From the gun, it's Carr. Letting one go deep. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. As his guys are in for 6. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line. So it'll come out to the 25. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That's taken in by Henderson. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 42 yards. Back to throw now on first down. Buying time to his left. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And too much on that one. It's out of the back of the end zone, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. They'll set up a throw. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos cut into that lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
They're going to look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This is taken at the 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Check nickel. 93.
This is Geis. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They stay on the ground. Geis again. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
You're mine. 24.
Throwing on first down is Carr. He's going to loft one deep left side here. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Deuce right, cheap. 618. 694.
Play action. Now it's Carr. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Yeah, 98's down. 58, 98. Purdue. Yeah, 98's down. 58, 98.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And on the ground they go with a running back. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Gone!
They'll look to throw here. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now a play fake here on first down. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. Oh, and now he bowls down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Broncos get a bit closer. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
On play action, it's Carr. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Hey, 734.
On play action, now Carr. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he's able to get a hand in and knock it away.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Carr. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because it nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Taken in at the 22. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So the Broncos coming out now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Over the middle, he's got Deshaun Hamilton. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. They need a touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone is up and into this game.
And this one is incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Watch him now, Barney.
Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And avoids the contact by sliding. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture as now they've got a 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary 1st step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
On the ground, it's Geis. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
This is caught at the 20. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15. A big play there. Carr to Cooper. 61 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. And they're running here. say they have it. They do.
For that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job, to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
And they'll go on the ground. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll look to throw. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling, because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's Hamilton. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll set up to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. He's back to throw. He completes this to Sutton. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Muscles him off. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Deshaun Hamilton, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And now the Broncos are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Raiders. They have the football. They're looking good, but the lead is just 2. So any mistake in a field goal can beat you. They got to be careful.
And that's where it gets difficult because you don't want that to leak into your thinking. You want to play like, hey, we've got the advantage. We can close this out. Don't play from fear, and they can win this game.
See if they can play fear-free and hang on. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, Raider 2. 29.
Carr going to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! 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 Detroit!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Get set. Hey, Raider 2.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Low.
Back to throw. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. The Broncos say they have it. They do. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He's going to get it running right. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
On third down, that's Lindsey. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So how about that comeback that we just witnessed going into the fourth quarter? I don't know that we had written them off, but it looked bleak. They were able to get it done.
They put up a barrage of points, and reeling them in and running them down and winning it. Wouldn't you love to be in their locker room right now? Think about the energy that's radiating out of there right now. They're talking about belief, sticking together, and finding a way to win.
So for the Broncos, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Kansas City next week. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.